Hello there, good afternoon and welcome to The Nation. You're with me, Tamina Kazji, coming live from the Bernama News Channel studios. And today, of course, while we're still in the spirit of not only Merdeka but the upcoming Malaysia Day, we have with us in the hot seats two representatives from a Malaysian organization that is focusing on not just freedom but reconstruction and peace building far beyond Malaysia's borders as well. I have with me in the studio today representatives from the Malaysian Reconstruction Foundation and Engineer Ahmad bin Tambi Kadir Hisham, who is the CEO of Malaysian Reconstruction Foundation. He is joined by his colleague, Mr. Haizak Shukin Hisham, who is Senior Operations Executive. Gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to the studio. How are you today?
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you very much.
Yeah. All right. It's such a pleasure to have you in here. All right. Okay, so let's get the ball rolling, Engineer Ahmad, perhaps, with you giving us a brief overview as well as an introduction to not only what Malaysian Reconstruction Foundation does, but your role within the bigger ecosystem. We also have a beautiful banner up behind you which focuses on the construction of a new school in Han Yunis. We'll get into that a little bit more in detail later. Tell me a little bit about MyREF first.
All right. It all started in 2014 in Ramadan when Gaza was attacked by Israel. In Ramadan 2014, and we were called by our colleagues, our friends, engineers in Amman, Jordan, inviting us to help to support the cause of Palestine, to reconstruct Palestine due to the aggression of the Israel in 2014 Ramadan. So that's how it started. Then we didn't have any organization to work for Palestine. We were just engineers in Malaysia.
That's
we
right.
do our work.
You're professionals, of course.
We are professionals. We do our work here in Malaysia, but we didn't go beyond the border of Malaysia. Though we see our friends from among the doctors, medical doctors, for example.
That's right.
They are very active and contribute towards charity for Palestine. We see that.
Very true.
So we were called. So our organization is Malaysian Society for Engineering Technology. We are engineers and technologists in Malaysia, and I'm the vice president for the organization. So we discussed and we decided to have a charity arm for the engineers technologists in Malaysia. So we incorporated, we get it registered, what we call MyREF, Malaysian Reconstruction Foundation. It's registered under JPM, Jabatan Perdana Menteri, Prime Minister's Office of the Legal Affairs Department.
Right, understood.
As an organization, as an NGO, as a foundation under that act. So thereafter in 2016 we got it registered, and then we had one big event to start to do the campaign to support, and then we had Dr. Mahathir at that time launch our international conference to start our support, our campaign for Palestine. That's how it all started, with the birth of this new organization called MyREF, charity arm of MySet.
Right, understood. Yeah. Okay, so from there moving into Mr. Haizak, tell us a little bit about not just your own personal and professional involvement with MyREF, but about the bigger overview, which is that the organization also does come under AIOCP, which is the Arab and International Organization to Construct in Palestine.
First of all, thank you for inviting us here on The Nation. So I'm a fully staffed in Malaysian Reconstruction Foundation as a Senior Operation Executive.
Right.
So MyREF is a strategy partner together with MySet under this big organization, the Arab and International Organization to Construct Palestine. Before it was known to construct Gaza, where we are focusing on reconstructing, delivering humanitarian assistance for reconstruction project in Gaza.
Understood. Now, of course, the Gaza Strip has in total about 8 refugee camps and close to 1.2 million registered refugees. So what was the interest from your professional aspect as Malaysians who also have an expertise that you're able to contribute? And how did that confluence come together with you wanting to get involved?
So with continuing what Isaac has mentioned, MyREF, we joined that organization called the Arab and International Organization to build or to construct in Palestine. So we become a member, strategic partner to that international organization, and they invited me to be in the board of director of the Arab International Organization to construct in Palestine, so that we are directly involved, we know what's happening, to whatever money that we collect, and we see it happen, we see it through, And we also have the Board of Trustees at the Arab International Organization to construct in Palestine. We have the Board of Trustees and also sit in my capacity at the Board of Trustees too. And the members consist of not only Malaysia, we have Malaysia through MyREF, and we also have countries like from Morocco, Algeria, Libya, Tunisia, Jordan, Lebanon, and Turkey, and also as far as Germany, France, UK, Kuwait. They're all members to this international organization. Basically, we are all from the Muslim, most of us are from Muslim countries, but also include Europe also.
That's right.
And the background of all these organizations, basically the members, they are mostly engineers, politicians, and businessmen.
Right.
Who sits in the board of trustees of this international organization, also sit in the board of directors.
So I think it's also fascinating that this is an intersection of not just history and politics, but contemporary architecture. So moving back in to Mr. Haisak, so what is Malaysian Reconstruction Foundation or MyREF's role along with AIOCP?
As what has been mentioned by my CEO, our role is to ensure the project that we are executing is being delivered and received by the beneficiaries. For example, back in 2014, we have done reconstruction for portable cabin project. We have delivered the project together with Aqsa Sharif and also myself. Because what happened during that time is there is a what we call damage happens to the beneficiaries before their former house by the Zionist aggression. So that is why we together with all the international organization and also local organization to reconstruct back the homes for them with which is a portable cabin project. So that is how our role is not only offer the expertise in terms of engineering, reconstructing, whatnot. We also try to get fund from all over the place, individuals, influencers, bank institutes, or whatnot.
Right.
For the purpose of Palestine.
Okay, so moving into the bigger question about funding and organization of that resultant funding itself, Engineer Ahmad.
Yeah, if I can say, as a member of the board of directors of this international organization, I've seen that for the past 10 years, the organization has been incorporated in 2008.
Right.
Now it's 10 years old. For the past 10 years, they have executed project worth $35 million and more than 60 projects that have been executed in various sectors like repair of homes, hospitals,
public
agriculture,
buildings.
public buildings,
Right.
and so on. They've done all that. So where the money come from?
Exactly,
Yeah,
the bigger question, right? Which is always
how to get
also
the money?
a concern.
How do we get the money?
Yes, you want to continue doing the good work
of
that
course,
you're doing.
Definitely.
Of reconstructing.
So how we got the money? Basically, that's where the role of the trustees.
Right.
We have the board of trustees, and the trustees come from those countries I mentioned before, like from Morocco up to Germany and UK and Europe, you know. And the role of trustees basically, like for me, I'm in Malaysia,
Right.
so we raise the fund in Malaysia. And the board of trustees in other countries, they raise the fund in their respective countries, whether from the public and also from organizations like, in our case, we have GLCs, we have banks, they have their CSR, they like to contribute, and we do receive from such fund. For example, when we did the project in 2005,
Right.
after the attack, and so we had international conference here. So we tried to raise the fund with the help of Dr. Mahathir from many companies, including like UEM and so on. Many companies supported us. Within 2 months, we collected like 2.6 million Malaysian ringgit within 2 months.
That's an incredible sum.
Yes.
So such an outpouring as well
Yes.
of financial aid.
Yeah, when they see such thing like the Palestinians, they defend their land, they defend Masjid Al-Aqsa with their lives. And I think it's nothing for us to sacrifice a little bit of our money and our time in support of them defending their land. Yeah, their rights.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, of course, with our living conditions and the Palestinian enclaves and the refugee camps reaching basically the extent of how much it can take burden-wise, how important is it in your perspective, Mr. Haisak, for reconstruction to also be focused so that it is sustainable, so that it's also having a focus on not just public buildings, but ones that will serve the community?
First of all, what we are doing is for the sake of Palestine. We try to give back the right that has been steal by those that has been steal their rights to live in a very proper manner. For example, like in AICP, we have different sectors that we are focusing on, like education, like in this new project, where we try to give back the access of not only the right of education, but a proper for them to learn in a quality education that they can have, in order for them to reconstruct themselves, to get the peace that have been tarnished away from the aggression. And this is very important for us, and also very important for the Muslim communities in general all around the world. So that is why all the expertise, engineers and architects from Malaysia, we are doing what we can do in our capabilities in ensuring the project that we are going to deliver get the beneficiaries, so that they can come out and get the peace that they are looking for several years.
And not just rebuild lives, but rebuild the society as well.
Yes. And on sustainability issue,
yes, please.
When I do this, I meet people out there trying to give support to Palestine. They ask me one question: hey, if I give you the support to build the house, to repair the house, what happened after that? You get the bomb again?
Exactly.
It'll be a waste, they say. So what we're going to do? So I told them, imagine if ourselves, we live in Gaza, our home has been bombed and destroyed, we are homeless, people like us come and build, and after that being bombarded again, we lost our homes again. Are we going to just abandon it? Of course, we hope for people like, people around the world to show their sympathy and support on humanitarian ground to rebuild and continue rebuilding. That's what NGO can do. But we do hope that governments around the world will do their political actions, agenda, to do their roles. But for us NGOs, we don't do that. We just do the humanitarian works. Continue to build and rebuild and rebuild and rebuild. As long as there will be aggression, as long as the houses will be bombarded, demolished, we'll continue the work. And that's our task, our responsibility. We will not abandon the Palestinians.
Well, I love that is the kind of comprehensive response that you have to, I wouldn't say they're critics, but they're more just wondering about the long-term plans. Now, speaking about long-term plans, though, where do you see this entire plan going forth, Mr. Haisak, with regards to especially getting younger Malaysians involved who are also from a professional background, such as engineering?
It's hard to tell about the clear picture about this matter, because what we are doing is, as long as the peace is not come to Palestine, until that we are going to support, we are going to reconstruct, we are going to get everything for them to get their rights to live in a proper manner, because we see this as a very crucial for us to take action. We cannot just sympathize, we cannot just see and just share on the social media. We need to do something.
Yes. Solidarity is great, but it has to move into action.
Yeah, that is why we have this expertise, we have these engineers, we have these architects, to use their knowledge and to use their capacity to build, to give something that at least the Palestinian can feel what we are feeling right now, right in Malaysia, for example. We can have a very better education, we can have a proper house. They also want to feel the same way. So the long-term plan, we are going to reconstruct and reconstruct and reconstruct until the peace is come into the Palestinian, and they can have a better proper to live as a human in Palestine, in their homes.
Yes, just to be afforded human dignity. So on that note, though, we'll pause for a quick commercial break. We'll be back right after that. Please do stay tuned.
Harga getah kurang baik.
Awak tak ada tuntut ke itu insentif pengeluaran getah? Kalau purata bulanan, getah SMR jatuh ke, kerajaan ada bagi insentif.
Betul tu. Untuk melayakkan Encik membuat tuntutan, Encik perlu ada kad 4G dan juga resit rasmi LGM yang dikeluarkan oleh pembeli belesen. Pembeli bergerak seperti ini pun wajib untuk mengeluarkan resit dan juga membeli dari pekebun yang mempunyai kad 4G saja.
Welcome back to the nation. I am still speaking to Malaysian Reconstruction Foundation on their efforts to ensure that the engineering expertise from Malaysia is going forth with regards to reconstruction and peace building in Palestine. So, Engineer Ahmad, earlier on we were speaking about sustainability, but now let's move into the type of projects in particular which are being undertaken by MyREF, and why do you choose in particular to focus on these ones?
Yeah. The kind of projects that we do as engineers, we want to focus more on something that expertise that we engineers have, not only in Malaysia but around the world. Majority of us are engineers who are involved in these projects and in this organization. The sectors that we have selected, one is housing. We know that it's so important. Lots of houses have been damaged.
Absolutely.
And still now there are a few hundred still waiting for repair. So we continue raising the fund to repair the homes. That's among the projects that we undertake in Malaysia, and also some other countries do similarly. We take, say, a few houses and repair, get another few houses and repair, and so on. The next one is health sector, which is the hospital and the clinics. We do that, and we have done quite a number of them out of the more than 60 projects. A number of them are hospitals and clinics that we have done, including the equipments needed to support the hospital.
So absolutely critical work as well, because these are just basic healthcare amenities.
And it's lives.
Exactly.
Right?
And
it's
lives that are
need
daily.
to be sustained. So another one is education sector.
Before that, may I please turn your attention to the visuals on the screen. Mr. Haisak, if you could explain to us a little bit about what we're seeing here.
So this is our new project under the sector of education, which is we are going to construct a new school in Khan Yunis, in the southern part of Gaza Strip. So this mainly focusing to give, as I mentioned before, to give back the right of not only the access of education but a proper manner for them to learn, to get the facilities where we are going to, if I'm not mistaken, like 2,000 beneficiaries, the students will get the benefits of the schools in Khan Yunis.
Right, so it's also quite critical with Khan Yunis being the second largest urban center after Gaza City.
Yes, if I can continue a bit about the school. Besides what has been mentioned, the size of the school they're going to have is going to be a 3-story school, and they're going to have 24 classrooms plus all other related facilities like teachers' room and all that. And the amount of the fund that we're going to look at to raise is $1.1 million for the 4 schools, and we want to adopt this specifically for Malaysia. And we intend, if you see the design just now, we intend to have our Malaysian architecture touch. So
That's right.
We have the
if anything, I felt that it looked like a Malaysian school.
Yeah, we want to have it like a Malaysian school with our Malaysian touch on the architecture. And we want to raise that fund by ourselves in Malaysia. And perhaps we'll consider to have a suitable name later on after the school. That will reflect Malaysia.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So when does MyREF intend to groundbreak this particular project in Khan Yunis? Or has that already occurred?
We have just started to discuss about it.
Right.
Last 2 weeks we had a meeting with the board of directors, international meeting. They've come all the way to Malaysia, and we have decided the school will be undertaken by Malaysians, inshallah, to raise the fund and to undertake the project.
Understood. So Mr. Haisak, if you could give us a few more details about what exactly MyREF's role will be, aside from, of course, fundraising for the Khan Yunis school.
Mr. CEO Ahmad is one of the board of directors in AIUCP. So what we are doing is to offer the expertise together with our co-partners within the AIUCP. We have the expertise from all over the world, like France, Mauritania, Morocco, Jordan, to help together in developing the plans, executing the project, to get the funds, to get the support from various leaders, influencers, and whatnot. So that is what we are doing right now, and we are continuing to do what we did back in 2015, where we raising fund to executing the project back in 2015 under AIOCP, and that what we are doing right now. Because last week that has been mentioned by Engineer Ahmad, we get the support from the various leaders of the government to show the support of this project, because the importance of this project, like I said before, this is really important to get the human rights back to the Palestinians. So that is why what we are doing is to get the support, to get fund, to get the expertise from all over the place, from all over entities, to ensure this project can be executed and delivered to the beneficiaries.
Right. So the other thing that definitely comes to mind when you speak about construction, when you speak about many massive projects being undertaken, is the labor factor of things. Engineer Ahmad, would you be able to share with us a little bit about what that looks like?
Yeah, that's a good question.
And how does that actually
Malaysians want to know the
yes,
answer.
how does it include the local community, if at all?
Yeah, many people ask me that question.
Okay, brilliant.
They say, well, you want to do this project, this school or whatever, where do you get the materials from?
That's
so
right.
you're going to build it. Are you going to go there? Are you going to have the Malaysian workers going there, engineers going there?
Laundry list of questions.
All these questions, they want to know how it's done. So basically, how it's done, we have our engineering team in Gaza under our international organization, the Arab and International Organization.
Right.
So we have our engineering team there. So they are full-time, and we have the laborers there. So by having these projects, what happened is that when we engage the local engineers, engage the local labor, we're providing jobs for them. It's job opportunities for the locals. Besides, it's not easy to enter Gaza.
That's right, with your own license to operate as well.
Yeah, it's a control area. Even to go in and out, it's not easy. It's controlled. It's like an open prison.
Very true, absolutely.
So to go in and go out, we are at the mercy of the regime. But nevertheless, where the materials come from, people ask. The labor will be internal from Gaza among themselves. And of course, the material we get from, where else? Our neighbor, the authority, the regime.
Understood.
It's from Israel. We buy from them.
And is that a contentious relationship, or how does that actually factor out, practically speaking?
Yeah, when it comes to supplies of building materials, we have to buy them. It's available, the market is there. We get the materials from them, the sellers, and get the supplies for the construction works.
Understood.
So all the building materials are made available, but of course at a higher price.
Understood as well. Now, moving into, still on the topic of funding though, Mr. Haisak, let's say, for example, if we've got audience of viewers out there who've been listening and they're wondering, so how can I contribute? Can they actually come up and donate to MyREF's efforts?
Yes, as other projects that we have been executing, we get a very huge amount of public support on every project we are doing. Same example for this project, you can keep updates into our social media pages, where we always update every single project we are doing.
Okay, wonderful. Where can we find you on social media?
On Facebook page, Malaysian Construction Foundation.
Okay.
And also on Instagram.
He's good at that.
Yes, you
the young guys are very good at that.
Yes, you need the social media arm as well, right? So tell us about how important it is also to keep updated along the social media sphere to ensure that you're not only getting the support, but you're able to tap in beyond just likes.
Of course, it is really important. It is about the transparency. We get the public support, we get the money from the public, and it is really important for us to keep updates every single thing that we are doing behind the scenes, during, after the project, because we are dealing with a public money.
Yes, and that's public trust, of course.
Yeah, so regarding the public trust, what he has been doing, engaging himself through our Facebook with the public. So every time when we raise fund for certain projects, he make it very clear, make it very open and transparent to the public how the money has been spent, with all the evidences of expenditure, all the projects that we've done, with all the photos, and people see that they have built their trust with us, and they continue to support, and that's why we go on and continue to have such projects from time to time with the full confidence of the public on us.
And
that's right.
And not just that, we are not just get the fundraising money for the purpose of get the money. We also try to give something that can get out of it, like the value, the knowledge, why we are doing this at the first place, why they need to know why I have to give this certain amount of money to you to build this project, what I will get in return back. So we need to deliver, we need to prepare on that. That is why we fully utilize social media marketing. We're doing the Facebook Live, we're doing the series, we talk about the importance of this project, we talk also about the international relations, about what happened in Palestine and what happened in various places.
That's right. So So, of course, we're also playing in the super right under the both of you here, the account number towards which public donations can go to.
Yes.
And on that note, as we're drawing towards the close of the interview, Engineer Ahmad, any last call to action for the Malaysian public who are listening out here?
Yes, last call for action. If I can invite those who are in business, those businessmen who have been very successful in conducting their business, maybe you like to consider to have CSR. You can engage yourself with us, and perhaps you want to do more than CSR. You yourself personally would like to be in the board of trustee of this international organization. I would welcome that. So any individuals out there, if they are keen to be part of this international organization, in the capacity of the board of trustees of this international organization, you are most welcome. We'll get you involved, and the task basically, we'll have like annual meeting, once a year.
So moving in from there. Thank you so much for your time today, Mr. Ahmad, Engineer Ahmad, as well as Mr. Haizak. So on that note, there you have it. This has been an interview on the Malaysian Reconstruction Foundation, one NGO that's doing its part through its professional capacity as engineers for Palestine. I'm Tamina Kalchi signing off on The Nation. We'll see you again next time.